Hey guys, welcome back to Karting with Chris. Today's video is going to be the final race here at Dallas Karting Complex. Now if you haven't seen my pre-final video, click in the top right hand corner of your screen. You should probably watch these things in order to prevent confusion. So coming out of the pits, you're going to see some insane tire warming skills. Scientists are actually still trying to figure out how I can do this. Warming up the tires so hot, hotter than the surface of the sun, and in less than 10 seconds. I mean, it's insane. It's now been categorized as the 8th wonder of the world. So we're starting this race in 23rd out of 25 people. For those of you who have seen my last race, I was in the last chance qualifier. I started 7th and then ended up 3rd. And so the top 5 of the last chance qualifier moved to this race, the final race. And those top 5 start in the bottom 5. And since I was the 3rd person in the top 5, I start 23rd because 20 plus 3 equals 23. Math is fun. So this race was probably one of my favorite races I've done, not just at DKC, but racing in general. This race had a little bit of everything, so you definitely don't want to miss out on this race. So my strategy going into this race is, since we're starting on the inside, we're basically just going to try and hold it on the inside, make sure no one gets in front of us. The first 2 corners are right-handers, and we're starting on the right-hand side of the grid, so we're going to take full advantage of that. Now, another thing I wanted to do for this start is try and keep my nose clean. I noticed that a bunch of the other races they were having today, there was a lot of carnage, so I want to keep my nose clean. And I will say this opening lap is going to be very eventful, so flag running ways green, we're good to go. The inside gets a pretty good start. We gained 3 positions right off the bat, and so we are already up into 20th place. Going into this right-hander up ahead, this is where the carnage is going to begin. Kart number 22 gets sideways, kind of rams into everyone, and so I do get past them all. We're up into 14th now, albeit with some contact, but we're up into 14th. We have someone on our inside, and so they're going to take 14th from us. We're going to go down into 15th. We were on the outside, wasn't a whole lot of grip. You can see we got a lot of understeer, but nevertheless, we've gained 8 positions so far. We're about halfway through this lap, and there are still plenty of positions left on the table. You can see people are going off track. Dust is being sprayed all over the place. Going through this right-hander right here, I look for the move on kart 2, and him and the kart in front go really wide. He's gained 2 more positions. We're up into 13th. So that's a total of 10 positions within 1 lap, and the lap's not even over yet. We can still gain some more positions here. We see there are plenty of people going side by side. Dust is still being sprayed all over the place. This is actually good for us. We can pounce on people's mistakes, pass even more people, and gain even more positions. So there's about a group of 5 people up ahead. I think it's about 5 people. And you're about to see the best overtake of all time. So coming out of this right-hander up ahead, I noticed they go all really wide, so I'm going to hold the inside going into this right-hander. I'm going to pass 4 people in 1 corner. Yes, that's how you do it. We move up into 9th place here. Kart number 10 got away from us. He's going defensive, though, so that's going to allow us to catch up to him. We're going to try and hold it around the outside, and we're not quite able to pass Kart 10. We are getting challenged from beside, but again, we have the inside up ahead, so we're not too worried about that. Coming out of this left-hander, Kart 10 doesn't get the best exit, and so he's going to go defensive, but not defensive enough against me. And so I'm going to go up the inside, send it through this left-hander, and now we're up into 8th place. So we've checked off 15 people on the list. We've got 8 more in front of us to check off, so hopefully we can catch up to them. There is a fair bit of a gap, so it does take a while to catch up to people, especially near the front of the grid because they tend to be faster. That's why they're at the front of the grid. But I did look behind me. The gap behind is quite large. They were fighting a lot, so I don't really have to worry about them. Also, I felt like I had a pretty fast kart. So this kart felt pretty good in a straight line. I noticed that it was much faster in a straight line than the kart I had last race. So that's good for us. If anyone up ahead has a slower kart, maybe we should be able to catch up to them. I don't know, they could be a really good driver and I not catch up to them because I'm not the best driver in the world. But that's going to be my goal. I can see the people in front, and so I'm just going to focus on them. Don't worry about the people from behind. The last thing you want to do is make a mistake and allow the people from behind to catch up to you, because that was a big group of people, and they were being very aggressive in their passing, and you're not going to be able to go much further if they catch up to you and start battling with you. So I'm looking forward, trying to catch up to the next cart in front. So I've had a number of people ask me about what a fast lap around this track is. I will say it matters about three things: your weight, your cart, and the track conditions. So if the track's slippery, obviously it's not going to be as fast as a grippy track. If you're heavier, you're probably going to be slower than a lighter driver. And if you don't have the best cart in the world, you're going to be definitely slower than someone who has a faster cart. So it really does depend. My cart in qualifying was about 4 seconds slower than the cart I have right now in the final. So like I said, it does depend. For this final, my fastest lap was a mid to low 83. That was considered a decent lap around here. So if you want to use me as a reference, there you go. So we've caught up to cart number 32, and he clips the tire wall going through the last corner here. That's definitely going to slow him down. Going through the first corner, I think he's got dirty tires. He goes a little wide, so that's going to ruin his momentum going down the straight here. And so going into this right-hander, we're going to send it up the inside. You can see just how fast our cart is in a straight line as well. Definitely we're gaining on him because of our top end. I also don't think number 32 was the fastest cart in the world, so that also helped as well. And he doesn't fight us back. He doesn't go for that instant reply. So that helps us as well. We move up into 7th place, and we see the 3 in front of us are battling it out. And that's going to allow us to catch up to them. It's definitely going to slow them down. And hopefully we can gain some more positions. Now, at this point in the race, I have no idea what place I'm in. When you start in the back, it's really hard to count what place you're in. And it may shock you guys, but I don't have a position counter in my helmet when driving. I just don't. It's mind-blowing. But at this point, I think I'm in 6th place. I actually can't see the leader. The leader had gapped everyone by a mile. So I thought the guy in 2nd was actually the guy in 1st. And so I counted back from him. And so I thought I was in 6th. And I thought this group of 3 up ahead was a battle for 3rd. So I was thinking if I can catch up to these 3 people, maybe I have a shot at 3rd. But in reality, it was only a shot for 4th. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because this is going to explain my mentality throughout this race. It's going to explain the strategy I decided to go with because, again, this is the bottom step of the podium right here. I don't want to give that up. So by the end of lap 6, we have officially caught up to this group of 3. And on the left hand of your screen, you can see the flagman is waving halfway through the race. So we have plenty of laps to try and pass the 3 in front. And actually, the person currently in 5th place is my friend Nick, so I want to catch up to him and try and work together with him, maybe team up against these 2. And Nick actually goes for the move through the right-hander. He's now up into 4th place. This is going to give me an opportunity to look for the move. Going through the left-hander, Nick goes defensive, and 17 gets a little too much of that curbing, ruins his momentum coming out of the left-hander. And so going through these next couple of corners, he's going to push me really narrow. I'm going to hold it narrow, and he's going to hold it around the outside, trying to get a little cutback going through this right-hander here. I've got enough momentum to look for the move, but then I back out last second. I point forward. I noticed that the 2 in front have pulled away quite a lot, and that was just 2 corners worth of fighting. So I didn't want to fight too much. Like I said earlier, I thought that Nick, who's in 4th place, was in 3rd. So I didn't want to give up a podium because we were fighting too much. So I decided to work together with him, make sure that they're not pulling away from us. Now, we did catch up to number 19, who's in 5th place, but Nick did pull away from us. And I kind of wanted to work together with 17 to pass number 19 in 5th place, but I think they were friends, and so I don't think they were going to pass each other. They were actually trying to pull away from me and catch up to Nick. So unfortunately, this has changed my strategy. Nick is too far ahead, and we only have a couple more laps left in this race. So it would take a mistake for him to come back into the equation, but we can't bet on that happening. We gotta find another way. So I think this is going to be a battle for 5th. It's going to be a battle for the 2 in front. The people behind are really far behind, so we don't have to worry about them. So throughout this race, I was trying to figure out where I was faster than them and where they were faster than me. So the 2 places I noticed I'd catch up to them the most was this right-hander up ahead and the left-hander following. I don't know what I was doing differently, but whatever it was definitely better. And so you can see coming out of this left-hander here, you can see just how much I can catch up to them. So by the end of lap 10, we are going to start lap 11, which is the second to last lap. This is where people tend to look for moves and start passing each other. So I really got to try and be aggressive for these next 2 laps and try and get that 5th place. So like I said, we're about to start the second to last lap here, so I want to be as close as possible to pounce on them. Unfortunately, the next 2 corners is where they would pull away from me the most, but fortunately, exit of the last corner here, they do go wide, and so that will allow me to keep up with them. And so going down the straight here, you're going to see I'm not within striking range, so I'm not going to go for the move through this right-hander, but I'm definitely closer than I normally am. So coming out of this right-hander, you can see I've got pretty good exit. 17 goes slightly defensive, but then leaves the door open. So I'm going to send it up the inside. I'm going to park it on the apex. We get a bump from behind. And so what that does is it ruins 17's momentum and kind of gives it to me. So going into this next left-right, we don't have to worry about 17 from behind because, like I said, he's not going to be close enough. And so now we've caught up to number 19 on the part of the track where I noticed I was quicker. So going through this right-hander right here, he's going to get a little sideways and he's going to go a little wide as well. So we're going to have a little bit more momentum coming out of the corner. So going through this left-hander, we're just going to send it up the inside, no mercy. And he's going to hold it around the outside. So now he has the inside for the next couple of corners here. And so going into this long right-hander, I'm going to go really wide. And he's going to go really narrow, and I'm going to try and get that corner exit. And you're going to see coming out of the corner, I've got a lot more momentum than him. And so going down the straight here into the last couple of corners, we're going to pass him, and we're going to move up into 5th place. So we've got one more lap left in this race to try and keep them behind and secure this 5th place. Make it a Karting with Chris video confirmed. Going through the first right-hander, we get a little bit of contact from behind, so we go a little wide. Nothing illegal, that's perfectly fine. Going to the second right-hander, we've got the outside, and so we're going to try and get that cut back. This track is characterized by corner exit, so it's all about that corner exit. Number 19 has passed us. We're going side by side with number 17. Again, trying to get that corner exit. 17, I think, gets too much of that curbing, so he's going to push us really narrow. We're going to have to go all the way narrow. He's going to hold it around the outside, and we're going to, again, try and get that corner exit. I think I kind of screwed up that corner there. Didn't quite do it as well as I could have. And 17 is going to go defensive through this right-hander. Like I said before, these corners, I was a little bit faster than him, and so going out of the corner here, I'm going to push him as narrow as possible. Door almost opened up there. Pull out wide last second, open up the corner. I think cart number 17 parked it on the apex there to try and prevent me from getting the cut back. So going through this next couple of corners, he does have the inside. Like we saw a lap ago, it's all about that corner exit, so hopefully we can get the run coming out of the corner here. You can see we are gaining on him. We definitely have the momentum. And I'm going to try and look for the move to the last corner here, but the last corner, you have to be side by side with someone to pass someone there. And I don't want to do anything stupid and put us both into the wall. So we're going to finish this race in 7th place. Really good defending by cart number 17. Some of the best defending I've ever seen in rental league racing. So really good driving from him. Really fun race. So we started this race in 23rd, moved up into 5th temporarily, and then dropped down to 7th. Really good race. I think that's a good result as I give 19 a little fist bump here. Really good drive from him as well. That was a lot of fun. But that's a net gain of 16 positions, so I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, I would have loved to have had 5th, but 7th, I'll take it. So this kind of goes to show you that not all rental races have to be full of carnage and unequal karts. If you have the right drivers out on the track, you can have a pretty fun race, and this is probably one of my more favorite rental races. So it does happen once in a blue moon, unfortunately, but you can have fun at a rental race. But that's all I'm going to have for today. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. If you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, please do comment below. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.